Unfortunately, another one of our sisters has lost her life in Africa. Here's the story, and I'll come back with my commentary.
If you was around my mom, I know she was helping you out. I know she was looking out for you.
A Spout Springs family is in mourning tonight after their loved one was murdered while serving in Ghana, Africa. In a story you'll only see on ABC 13, Hayden Robertson spoke with the family about the life and legacy of Norma Jean Gilbert.
My little brother had just called me, and he had told me, like, they killed my mom. He was just bawling out crying.
That was the heartbreaking wake-up call the Gilbert family got a couple weeks ago. Jawan Gilbert Eldridge found out his mother, Norma Jean, was killed in Ghana, Africa.
How could you do somebody like that? She was so happy. Every time you talk to her, she said love, like have prosperity.
Norma Jean grew up in Spout Springs in Appomattox County. She had a heart for serving others, and her sister, Barbara Penix, says her heart was in Ghana.
She just wanted to see what it was because she had always wanted to go to Africa. And once she seen what it was like and she fell in love with it, her goal was to get back to Africa.
Norma knew that's where she belonged after a mission in Ghana. She permanently moved there for humanitarian work in 2021 and changed her name to Naomi Jehudia.
She lives, and it was a village and a whole bunch of little girls. She made sure she brought shoes for every single person that was there, like, and toys.
But the 61-year-old humanitarian's life was tragically cut short, and the family's life was changed forever on April 17th.
Just kept calling her phone the whole night. I was calling her phone, and I went out that night, and she wanted to answer.
Jawan tells me that's when they found out Norma was murdered. Ghana police gave the family a statement saying 2 people, one being her fiancé, have been arrested in connection to this crime.
I just believe that they were plotting on her the whole time. You know, they robbed, they bludgeoned her to death, and they buried her behind her home.
And as they cope with their loss, Jawan says his mom's passion and legacy will always live on.
I want to have a daughter. I tell them just anything positive, everything positive about her.
My deepest and most sincere condolences goes out to Norma's family.
Each year, the United Nations tracks the number of women killed by femicide. Each blip represents 1 woman killed, and each beat represents 1 hour. Every hour, 6 women are killed intentionally around the world. That's an average of 140 women and girls killed every day globally. In 2023, 85,000 women and girls were killed intentionally. Although massively underreported, Africa still has the highest number of victims of intimate partner or family-related femicide. In 2023, the number of women killed in Africa went up by 8% to 21,700 victims. Asia follows Africa closely behind with 18,500 victims of femicide.
Make no mistake that the world in its entirety is being ruled by a patriarchal society that is not necessarily kind to women. Definitely in Africa, in the Middle East, they do not respect women. Women are not held in high regard. In Africa, they are still practicing human sacrifice, okay? Here in Uganda, there's 24 skulls that were found there. And who do you think are going to be the first to go? Women and children. Certainly not the men. They literally kill for sport there, and ritual killings. As you can clearly see here, general, it's women, okay? And also children. Ritual killings and human sacrifice happen in many, if not all, countries in Africa. Okay, these are the types of things you need to be aware of before you make the decision to move to Africa, especially if you're a single female. I am in no way trying to make it seem like America is perfect and this could never happen in America, because we know that America is crime-ridden. I'm simply giving you this information so that you can make the decision as to relocate or not. It's important for you to be informed about what's going on and what could possibly happen while you're abroad. Number 1, if you're going because you believe that we are actually from Africa and we were brought over on ships, let me stop you there. We're not. We are Tamaricans. We are from Tamari, which is now called America. Modern day Africa is not where we are from. We were lied to. We were given false history. So now, while over there, another false narrative is that a lot of people, regardless of where you're at in Africa, they think that all of us are wealthy And therefore, they feel as though we owe them something. They feel entitled to the money that they think we have. It's my experience that the more that I did for people, the more money I spent at their businesses, the less appreciative they were. Their mentality is totally different from our mentality in America. The majority of us in America, those of us that are civilized, I'll say, when someone does something kind for us, we're appreciative and we thank them. They don't thank you over there because they feel as though they're entitled. They feel like you should do that for them. In fact, when I went there, I was very charitable. Bought people food. Things that they said that they needed. I was there helping them. And someone actually had the nerve to complain about a cell phone that I bought for them because it wasn't the cell phone they wanted. You see, that type of mentality, that should let you know that they're entitled. They feel entitled. They feel like you should be doing this, but their own government is not doing these things for them. And unfortunately, our kind humanitarian sister who did everything she could possibly do, spent all of her money, gave her time, all of her resources to helping people in Ghana. And this is how they repay her. May she rest in power. Single women, especially going over there alone, you need to know that you are not special to them. Not one bit. You are not special. You're special to certain individuals that love you. But when you go to other countries, especially the Middle East, Africa, China, you are not special. Move to areas where people who have traveled outside to other countries and those who have been educated, because they're far more civilized. And I don't mean any disrespect by this at all. Because when you move into areas where there is a bunch of poverty, well, you know what happens, just like in the inner cities in America. Along with that poverty is a poverty mindset, crime, violence, burglary, and all those other things. Everything that I experienced when I was there, even though I was living in estates. But outside of the estates where I had to roam to do everything, nothing but poverty. And so I ended up becoming victim to that. So if you can go to an area where it's nice, it's like you live in America, live in the nicer areas, then you will more than likely not have to be around the bad elements of any country that you go to. Call me bougie, call me whatever. Safety first, though. Poor people are narcissists. They don't care about you. They don't care about your well-being. All they care about is what they want and what they need to survive. So you have to do what's best for you.